Good morning, Rayfield. This is our Thursday morning prayer. Remember, every day God takes you by the hand and says, no matter how hard or difficult the path
Good
you
morning,
tread,
Rayfield. It
I
is
will
a thoughtful
always
Thursday,
be there with you.
and we
will
are
never
moving through the
leave
week.
your
It is
side.
September,
Good morning,
and our
Rayfield.
theme
It is
is
Thursday morning.
Sailing
Let's get
through
our
September.
Thankful Thursday
We've
started.
spent the beginning of this week working on Carnegie Hill Mental Dynamite, and we've talked so much about self-discipline and the importance of managing one's self, making sure that we are in control of ourselves at all times. We talked about the 7 positive emotions, and we talked about the 7 negative emotions. The positive emotions are love, sex, hope, faith, enthusiasm, loyalty, and desire. The 7 negative emotions are fear, jealousy, hatred, revenge, anger, and superstition. Mr. Carnegie and Mr. Hill had several conversations about how to properly apply self-discipline. In our last lesson, we talked about applying principles of achievement, definitions of purpose, mastermind, having an attractive personality, having an applied faith, about going the extra mile, about being organized in our endeavors, about being creative in our vision, and ultimately self-discipline. He organized the other 7 principles that brought them under his control, reinforcing self-control. He placed all of the emotional feelings on and expressed through his loyalty of his associates, enthusiasm over his work, hope of successful achievement and connection with his work, and faith in his ability to achieve and reinforce his emotions. All of these things led to seeking to please by achievements. It is important that we watch our motives as we go through our day and our lifetime. What is your motive for doing what you do? So that's kind of a little back talk, the things we've talked about the last few days. And now I'm going to move forward with our work on self-discipline. As I stated, today is Thursday. It is a thankful Thursday. And if I want to remind you that this is a conversation between 2 men, Mr. Carnegie and Napoleon Hill, and they are bringing to life self-discipline in the manner by which it can be obtained. And once you have control of yourself, you can accomplish anything that you want to accomplish. As you have already seen, all of the human activity is based on motive. It is not by chance that the motives of love and sex are placed at the head of the list of basic motives. That is precisely where we belong, because these 2 emotions inspire us more action than all other motives combined. The greatest literature, poetry, art, drama, music have their roots in love. For example, all of the work of Shakespeare, you will observe that both the tragedies and the comedies that he wrote are highly colored with the motive of love and sex. Remove one of these motives from Shakespeare's plays and writings, and you have nothing. No better than any ordinary playwright. So therefore, you see, the creative emotions can serve the highest purpose in literature. Accomplished orators, those are people who talk for a living, in whatever field of endeavor they may be engaged, give color to the magnificent force in their words by talking about love and sex. enthusiasm, and thus impart feelings through the spoken word. We've heard many orators, although they were masterpieces, but in their theme, it's centered around love. And if it did not, it failed to impact the feeling that the orator wanted to portray. They put no feeling into their words because they either lacked emotion or the capacity to share it. I have a statement by Winston Churchill. It said, "History will be kind to me because I intend to write it." What a profound statement. He's saying that he intends to write history. Ordinary conversations everyone imparts through the spoken word, just like I'm speaking to you right now. Or they lack feeling by this means, and that experienced observers arrive at the actual state of mind of the speaker. As we all know, words are often used to convey one's thoughts or to hide your thoughts also. Therefore, the experienced analyst judges people not by their words, but by their feelings or lack of feelings. In this view, consider how important it is to understand that to deliberately use the power of emotion in speech and in writing, because no one ever speaks a word or writes a line without consciously or unconsciously betraying the presence of their feelings or the lack of their feelings, no matter what the construction of their words may be intended to convey. So what are you saying, Dr. Carter? That's a lot being said. I am telling you that when someone speaks to you, they speak to you with their emotions, and they're talking to you about how they feel, and they have motives. Why are you telling me this? You're telling me this because you want me to do something, or you're telling me this because you don't want me to do something. So the spoken word, speaking to someone, whenever you're speaking to someone, you have a motive. You want to tell them something. You want to share something with them. Okay, so Mr. Hill replied to Mr. Carnegie, "If I understand you correctly, Mr. Carnegie, your words are colored by the nature of emotions, whether the emotions are positive or negative." Translation by Dr. Carter, that's correct. I'm either telling you something that I want you to know and it's positive, or I'm telling you something and I want you to know and it is negative. Okay? So Mr. Carnegie replied, "Yes, that is true, but the negative emotions such as fear, jealousy, anger can be controlled and transmuted into constructive driving forces. It is though this sort of self-discipline that the negative emotions can be shown to their dangers and made to serve useful ends. Sometimes fear and anger will inspire actions in which we would not otherwise engage, but actions growing out of negative emotions should have the modifying influence of the head so that they may be guided into constructive ends." All right, let me give you an example. If I run through the door shouting, "Fire, fire, 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 fire," that is an emotion. I'm screaming fire. You're going to get up and run out of the door because there is a fire. So we are simply telling you that the emotions of fear and anger will inspire you to make a change. Should one submit both the negative and the positive emotions to modify an influence of reasoning as you express it before expressing an emotion? Yes. That is one of the major purposes of reasoning. And young ladies and men, we all know what reasoning is. Reasoning means for you to come up with ideas in your head that make sense. No one should ever at any time act on their emotions without first thinking about their reasoning faculty. Once someone is shouting fire, 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 you look at them and say there must be a fire. That means you're reasoning, you're thinking about it, and you get up and you act upon it. This is the major function of self-discipline. Self-discipline consists of a proper balance of the power in your head and the heart. So, therefore, let me read that again. The major function of self-discipline. Self-discipline consists of a proper balancing of the power of the head and the heart. Now that brings up a subject about which I have thought very little. It never occurred to me that both the head and the heart needed to work together, but I can see from what you are saying that they have the potential to master the faculty over your willpower. So yes, there you go, guys. Self-discipline involves your head and your heart working together. Once your head has made a decision that this is important, whether it is positive or negative, it is time to take action. And that, my friend, is self-discipline. We're going to move on. It is a Thankful Thursday, and we're going to talk with Mr. Carnegie and Napoleon Hill again tomorrow about mental dynamite and self-discipline. Today, we talked about the fact that when we are self-disciplining ourselves, we must use reason. We must look at the situation. We must evaluate the situation, use our head and our heart to come up with a conclusion to act upon. That is self-discipline. Tomorrow's Friday, guys, and we will move into our final chapter or our final information on self-discipline for this week. And we're going to talk about the departments that govern each person. Now, when I talk about departments governing a person, I'm talking about an individual, you as an individual, and the parts of your life that you govern and how you handle them. We're going to talk about you as a faculty, the faculty of imagination, the faculty of reason, the faculty of consciousness, the faculty of your emotions, the faculty which serves as the keeper of records of your emotions, and last but not least, your ego. Those are the things we're going to talk about tomorrow. It has been a great day, a Thankful Thursday, and tomorrow we will sum it all up. Self-discipline, Carnegie Hill, Napoleon Hill, and Mr. Carnegie, mental dynamite. I hope you guys are following me. I try to give you a little bit of background of what we talked about the previous day so that you don't forget. So tomorrow we will move into self-discipline a little bit more with the faculties of departments of each person and how each person governs themselves with self-discipline as an individual. It's a Thankful Thursday. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. We will be doing our dance class today. Let's have a great day.